Hey, what's up guys? This is Tariq from smartbiketrainers.com, and this is the Neo 2T. So yeah, Tacx released a minor update to the Neo this year to address one issue, and that's basically the torque, and that's what the T in the name in the Neo 2T stands for. In this video, I'm going to go over what is new with the Neo 2T. I'll go over the specs and talk about power accuracy, and later in this video, I will let you listen to the Neo 2T. And is it really quieter than the Neo 2 as Tacx claims? And if you find this video helpful, I would appreciate if you hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot that way. And if you want to learn more about indoor cycling and how to best use your smart trainer, consider subscribing and hit that bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. And I know how much we love those alerts. So if you are familiar with the Neo and been on a Neo 1 or 2, you might have experienced a little slippage in that virtual flywheel at low speeds, most likely when climbing very steep climbs where it feels like that wheel is skipping. Personally, I have experienced it on steep climbs like around 9 to 10%. Tacx replaced the magnets with a lot more powerful magnets to add more torque and eliminate this issue. And we'll get into that in a minute. But as far as everything else, it's still the same Neo that you know, and Tacx also claims they made other internal changes to improve stillness and noise coming from the air displacement and vibration and made it quieter. Things that I really did not notice before or bothered me, but when I first got on it, it did feel a little bit smoother. They also made changes to the rear axle of the Neo 2T, and it is now directly compatible with all bikes, including the 142 by 12, 148 by 12 millimeter through axles, and you only need an adapter for the 135 by 10 and 135 by 12. It is compatible with the Shimano and SRAM 8 to 12 speed cassettes, a separate body for Compatibility, and SRAM XD and XDR can be purchased separately. It does not come with a cassette, so you will need to get your own and install it yourself, and you will need to have the proper tools to install a cassette, so a chain whip or a cassette plier and a lock ring tool, but it does come with a front wheel riser out of the box. And oh yeah, to be able to tell the difference between the Neo 2 and the 2T, they did add stripes to the right leg, but as far as everything else, it's still the same Neo. It still supports up to 2200 watts within 1% accuracy and up to 25% maximum incline. It broadcasts speed, cadence, and power through ANT Plus, FEC, and Bluetooth, so it can be used with almost every app out there. The Neo is a self-powered trainer, so no need to plug it into power to use. Everything will work just fine when not plugged in. So you can use it in workout mode and erg mode. It will broadcast power, cadence, and speed. Even road field simulation will work. The only thing that does not work when not plugged in is a descent simulation. And that's another feature of the Neo. It does simulate descent, so when plugged into power, you'll get more freewheeling and the motor will power that flywheel to simulate descents. Another cool feature of the Neo is that road field simulation. It can simulate different road sensations like brick road, gravel, and wooden boards, which is pretty cool. I personally love this feature. It works when enabled in Zwift in sim mode, and the trainer will vibrate to simulate the different road sensation you're riding on. So if you ride on brick road, it will vibrate to simulate that brick road sensation. And you feel it right in your pedals. If you don't like this feature, you can always disable it in Zwift or any other app that supports this feature. The Neo does not require calibration. It is calibrated at the factory and does not need you to do a spin down calibration like other trainers. So the Neo 2T retails for $1,400 and supposedly the most accurate and most advanced trainer out there. But before we get into the power accuracy, let's talk about cadence real quick. This one is pretty quick and easy. The Neo has a capacitive cadence sensor built into it to measure cadence. So unlike other trainers that try to calculate it and estimate cadence for you, the Neo does have a cadence sensor built in, and it works perfectly as you see in this chart. No dropouts or spikes anywhere, just super clean data. On to the power. The Neo has a reputation for having the best power measurement out there, and during my test and my experience with the Neo 1 and Neo 2, it worked just perfectly. So I generally test using my crankbase and pedal-based power meters, but my Osceola been acting up a little bit the past couple of weeks. So until I sort through these issues, I'll only be looking at the crankbase power meter from two different bikes, my road bike and my tri bike, they both have a crankbase from power to max. And here's a 3 by 10 minute workout that I usually do to test trainers for accuracy at different flywheel speed and gearing. And as you see, the Neo was spot on with my power to max power meter throughout the whole ride. And as you see here, regardless of gear, regardless of flywheel speed, the Neo 2T measured power perfectly, and the flywheel speed or gear selection had absolutely no effect whatsoever on power measurement. The first interval was done in a small gear, which is what's usually recommended. The second interval was done in a bigger gear, and then a bigger gear in that last interval. And that makes me really happy. And here's another 4 by 20 minute workout with low VO2 max efforts after every 20 minutes. Throughout that full 2 hours, no drifting in power, both power meters tracked beautifully, couple of sprints towards the end, and as you see, it was quick to respond during those sprints and no issues whatsoever. The Neo 2T is pretty quick to respond in erg mode, and some people might not like that, and you'll see these little spikes at the beginning of each interval. Personally, it did not bother me at all and thought it was perfectly fine. If you like to do short type intervals in erg mode, then this is your trainer. During those 20-second intervals, I was up at my target within 1 to 2 seconds. Okay, as for the wheel slippage issue, did they fix it? Well, I went on Zwift looking for that steepest climb, so I went up to the tower. That climb is very steep, and that's where I usually experience that wheel slippage with previous Neos. If you've never been there, go up there, give it a try. It gets up to 17% gradients, and it is brutal. The difficulty settings in Zwift was set at 100%, and I did not experience flywheel slippage whatsoever. So yes, that T is working, or that extra torque they added is working fine, at least for me. And you can also see left, right power data on your Garmin Edge devices right now. You just need to pair it as a power meter. So you can pair it as a trainer in Garmin and then add it as a power meter, and you'll see that data in the cycling dynamic page. Tacx is planning on adding additional cycling dynamics info late. Hopefully we'll see it soon though. The Neo is super quiet, but here, just listen to it. So per my measurement, it came a little bit louder than the Neo 2. I do think the humming is a little bit louder in the Neo 2T, but it's a super quiet trainer. It's not going to wake anyone up, and it's not going to bother the neighbors, or if you live on an apartment. I think it's very smooth and there's no vibration. If you're worried about vibration, if you have that road simulation on, then it might vibrate a little bit. But during regular riding, most likely your drivetrain will be much more or much louder than the trainer itself. Okay, if you are looking for the best trainer in the market that is quiet, accurate, good for racing, training, erg mode, climbing, basically all type of indoor riding, the Neo 2T is a really solid trainer. Is it worth the upgrade, or is it worth to upgrade from a Neo 1? Well, if you really care about cadence and want to see left, right power data, then sure, why not? If you have a Neo 2, I don't see really any reason to upgrade unless you do a lot of climbing and that wheel slippage issue is something that is bothering you. Other than that, I think the Neo 2T is the best trainer out there. Okay, if you are interested in the Neo 2T, make sure to check out the price tracker and the deals I have on smartbiketrainers.com. Prices are updated throughout the year, and plenty of good deals out there right now during the holidays, so make sure to check those out. That's all I have. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.